Good morning, guys. It's Grace, and I have BC right here, who is a little bit hard to see, but that's okay. Today's video is going to be me answering some questions about myself, just so that you guys can get to know me a little bit better, assuming that you don't know me. I Googled some stuff, so I'll put links to the articles that I looked at in the description, but for the most part, it is stuff that I just thought up that I thought you guys might be interested in knowing. And a lot of it's like favorite this, favorite that, commonly asked questions. So some of them I don't have answers to, but I will give you something. So I have 15 questions, and if you have a question that I may not have addressed that you would like to ask, feel free to comment that below, and I will maybe do another video like this for you guys in the future. The first question is favorite movie. My favorite movie, I have two favorite movies. I can't pick one. The first one is Saw. I personally like the whole series of Saw movies because I think there's 8, and then there's 7 or 8, and then they just recently came out with a Jigsaw, and I like all of them. However, you gotta stick with the original, right? So Saw is my favorite out of all of them. Jigsaw is pretty good though too. I've watched that several times. And Summer School is also tied for first with Saw. Saw is a horror movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. The whole series I recommend, actually. And Summer School is a comedy, which I highly recommend, but everybody I've ever showed it to doesn't seem to like it very much. So take with that what you will. I just personally love the movie. If you don't like it, then, that's your opinion, I guess. But those are definitely my top favorite movies. My favorite color, this is one I don't really have an answer to. I like all colors. I mean, there are some I like more than others, but for the most part, I like all colors. I like yellow a lot. I like black. Red is a nice color. Blue and green are okay. Orange is okay. I like white, even though lots of people don't consider white and black colors. In the sense of this question, they are colors. So, but, anyways. Then favorite food. I also don't really have a favorite food. It depends on the mood I'm in. Stuff like that. I don't really have one thing that I really love. But for the most part, I do love anything that has mushrooms in it, on it, or if it's a stuffed mushroom. Most of the time, I will eat that anywhere. If there's an option that has a mushroom, something with mushrooms, that's probably what I'm gonna get. So I guess if you consider that a favorite food. This one, instead of doing a favorite artist, I saw a question that said, who's your go-to artist when you can't find anything else to listen to? So I thought I'd go with that question instead. Usually my go-to artist is more of my childhood favorites, not anything current, which would be Fall Out Boy, 3OH!3. Those are my two main ones. I listened to a lot of Lady Gaga and Kesha when I was little. So, but usually like Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, 3OH!3 are my go-to people because I listened to them a lot when I was younger. And it's just songs that I know I love and I can play on repeat and be okay listening to them. My favorite show, it really depends on what I'm watching at the time. I like American Horror Story a lot. I haven't watched the newest season yet though. But usually my favorite show is just whatever I happen to be watching at the time. Usually a Netflix show. American Horror Story. I like The Walking Dead, but I haven't watched quite a few of the last seasons. It's just takes up a lot of my time. I'm not really a show person unless I sit there and binge watch it. Then, like a lot of the new Netflix shows that are really popular, I've been binge watching. Like I binge watched Stranger Things when that was popular. Not that it's not still popular, but when it first came out, Sex Education, Big Mouth, things like that. So I don't know if I'd consider those my favorite shows. Those are just the ones that I've been currently watching. What fictional place would I most like to go? That would be the city of Townsville, which I guess relates to the last question, favorite show. My favorite childhood show was by far the Powerpuff Girls, and I would totally binge watch it if they had it on Netflix. The old episodes, at least. I'm not. I don't really like that they're redoing all of my childhood shows, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Powerpuff Girls and stuff like that. I don't want to watch the new stuff. I'd rather watch what I watched when I was a kid. So I would totally binge watch all of that if it was on Netflix. But the fictional place I would most like to go is the city of Townsville, because that's where the Powerpuff Girls live. Some of my pet peeves. One of them is I don't like it when I go somewhere, because I'm a particularly shy person. I don't really talk to people unless I'm talked to first, which I'm trying to get out of that. I'm trying to be more confident person. That has a lot to do with my shyness, is that I'm not very confident. So I'm trying to work on that. But what bothers me is when I go somewhere and I may not talk that much and people perceive it as stuck up or something like that. It bothers me because I really am not stuck up. It's hard for me to talk to people. It's hard for me to think of something to say, and I really get that a lot with people that I just met, or people's families that I just met. They think I'm stuck up, or, why are you shy? Like, I just am. I get that you might not be, but you gotta understand that there are other people that are. And so my biggest pet peeve is when people aren't understanding of shy people. If you want to be outgoing, by all means, go ahead, but you gotta understand that there are shy people as well that can't, it's harder for them to do that. Being outgoing doesn't just come naturally and stuff like that. I just would rather, my pet peeve is people being more open-minded about shyness. Being shy doesn't necessarily mean you're stuck up. My other pet peeve, which is a little odd, I have actually two that are both a little bit odd. I do not like it when people rub their clothes together. So if you just like took your clothes and you just like rubbed them against each other like that, that bothers me. I don't know why, it just does. When people have, especially socks, I don't like it when people rub their socks together. It really bothers me. That's why unless I'm wearing shoes, I'm not wearing socks. As soon as my shoes come off, my socks come off with them. I don't sleep in socks. I don't do anything in just socks. That grosses me out. My other pet peeve is I don't like it when my silverware touches the table or the counter directly. I won't eat it. I won't eat with that piece of silverware anymore because that just grosses me out. Like if I didn't know that you did it and then you told me later that you did, it wouldn't bother me that much. But if I physically see the fork sitting on the counter, just straight on the counter, I will ask you to get me a new one, or I'll go get one myself, because that bothers me for some reason. I don't know, maybe I'm the only person like that, but if you share that with me, please comment below. I've been told I was weird for things like that, but I can't help it. It just bothers me. My favorite drink is probably by far tea. I don't like unsweetened tea, and I don't like tea that has a fruit flavoring to it, like raspberry tea, peach tea, stuff like that. I don't like those. Almost anything labeled sweet tea, I can guarantee you I like it. Green tea from Wendy's is very good. I actually haven't had tea from Wendy's that I don't like. So hidden talents, it's not really a talent, but I'm double jointed in my knees. So that's an interesting fact about me. Favorite smells, I love the smell of apple and I love the smell of cinnamon. Not necessarily together though. I like them a lot separated. If you buy me a candle that's just apple scented, I will probably love it. If you buy me one that's just cinnamon scented, I will probably love it. Citrus too is a good scent. Something very important to me, obviously all of my animals are very important to me, but my fish have a special place in my heart because they're mine. I'm the only person that really takes care of them. I do have help every once in a while with water changes, but I do them by myself occasionally, and I know how to do them by myself. I feed them. I'm the only person that feeds them. Nobody else has that responsibility. They're just, my fish. I paid for the tank and the filter and, pretty much almost everything that is involved with them. So it's just, they're a little bit more special to me. The dogs is just, everybody has the dogs. The cats, everybody has the cats, which I love them all equally. Just the fish are a little bit, have a little bit of a different kind of feeling I have towards them. And I love them all for different reasons too. Like the dogs and cats, I can cuddle with them and give them kisses and stuff. I can't do that with my fish. So obviously I don't love my fish for that reason. An interesting fact is that I am on the road to being vegan. I've been on this journey for about a month now. I have given up meat and cheese and eggs and milk and butter for the most part. It's just hard when you go and buy something from a store that already has that stuff in it. So that's the part that I'm working on right now, is trying to figure out what stuff I can buy and recipes I can make and stuff like that to go 100% vegan. But I do consider myself vegan. It's just I'm on the road to being 100% vegan, if that makes sense. I'm also considering making a second channel for trying vegan foods and different recipes and stuff. So if you're interested in that, comment below and let me know your opinions. I don't know when that will be though, so keep that in mind as well. Maybe not soon, but we'll see. Weird food combinations that I enjoy. I don't eat this anymore, but when I was little, I used to get Lay's chips and a Hershey's chocolate bar, and I'd put the Hershey's bar, I'd break it up and put it in the bag of chips and then shake it, because then the chocolate would have salt on it and the chips would have chocolate on them. And that was just something I really liked. I don't eat that anymore because I'm vegan, or I'm trying to go vegan, and because I don't know, it's just not really something I do anymore. Movies I can watch on repeat are obviously my two favorite movies. Jigsaw I've watched on repeat, and the two though that I wrote down are both on Netflix. Scooby-Doo 2 and Sing are some movies I can play on repeat all day, every day. I love those movies. They're not necessarily my favorite, but I do love watching them. And then my last one is how good am I at driving, which I would say I'm pretty good at driving, but I have been in one accident that was my fault, and we had to get the door, one whole door, and the handle for the driver's door replaced. It wasn't a bad accident. No one got hurt. My car got most of the damage, but I do have one accident on my driving record that was my fault. Don't have any tickets yet. Knock on wood, I don't want any. And I've really improved my driving. The accident has really opened my mind and made me become a lot better at driving, more cautious. So I think I'm a good driver. But, I guess that depends on who you ask. the guy who got in the accident with me probably says I'm not. But, you know, it's all a matter of opinion and perspective. But anyways, those are the only questions that I have. Like I said, the articles will be linked below if you want to go read some other questions that were on those articles. If you want me to answer any of them, comment any questions you might have that I didn't answer. Maybe I'll do a second video like this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great rest of your week. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday.